Hi everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. I would like to introduce myself. I'm Colton Johnson. I'm an ISA certified arborist. I've been in the tree care industry for over 20 years. I've been self-employed running my own business for approximately 10 years. What I'm here to talk to you about is why you should hire an arborist. At some point in your life, you may have your own property. I know currently everybody can go outside and enjoy the natural wonders trees give us, and all trees should be cared for by an arborist. What does an arborist do? For those that don't know, an arborist is someone who goes to a property or to a municipality or a commercial area and can go through individually and identify issues that could be occurring with the tree itself. We look at soil structure, we look at the tree's location, we look at sap flow, we look at foliage, and all these things are done to monitor if the tree is healthy. Most times, trees can have issues that are underlying and you would never know, and most people won't know until they hire an arborist or call an arborist for a consultation. Trees have a lot of underlying symptoms that are caused from insects. They are a big carrier of pathogens that cause abiotic disorders inside the sap tissue that lead to lack of longevity and future removal of the tree. Another situation is when to hire an arborist is you may have a tree that could be too close to your property and you're worried that a strong windstorm could blow that tree down. Now, as an arborist, you're trained how to take care of that without causing any damage to the property. In the time I've been in this industry, there have been numerous situations where people who have no experience watch a video on YouTube and they think they have the qualifications based on what they've watched online. And what happens is these people go through telling homeowners that they're qualified, and what happens in the long run is they end up causing damage to the property. Sometimes they actually end up leaving the homeowners out of home because their tree that they thought was going to be taken care of was not. It ended up being fallen on their house, and there they were out of a home. Now, as an individual who loves trees, I have a huge reason to promote why trees are important to us. I'll just list a few to keep this short for everyone. Now, trees have been seen in healthcare areas where patients who have had a lack of motivation to, so let's just stay positive and to get through a troublesome time. It has been shown that patients who go into a community garden where trees and plants or other woody material plants are present have seen a huge increase in mood and actual healing of that person. Someday, you, for example, you may own a home, and something you may want to consider is how you can cut costs to your home. Well, trees have actually been proven to reduce your heating and cooling bills by 30 to 50% by placement of the tree on the southwest corner of the home. As excuse me, as most of us know, a lot of things have been talked about within our society for almost the last decade is global warming and carbon pollution. One of the biggest cleaners of the air we live in today are trees. And if we don't hire someone who is an arborist to take care of those trees, there's going to be a reason that those trees will eventually lead to decline and death, and you will not get the benefit out of those trees that you could. Studies have actually shown that a mature tree can actually produce several $100,000 of filtration throughout its life. And that's a huge comparison to what a commercial carbon scrubber would do. And it's something you don't have to pay for. You just water the tree and you take care of it. Now, facts about the current industry of arboriculture is today in our society, there are no regulations through state or federal bodies that say who is required to work on a tree. It is only up to the individual to become an ISA certified arborist to better themselves in their field to take care of those trees. It is an unfortunate circumstance because in the field of tree care for the last 10 years, according to the Department of Labor and Industry, it has been the leading cause of casualty and fatality. And when I say casualty, I'm talking about injuries that don't lead to death. And not that that's good by any means, but people should not be dying or getting hurt if there is a way that they can educate themselves and train themselves. Becoming an ISA certified arborist is a huge benefit to every individual who wants to work in trees. Now, the big push is what I'm promoting today is why you should hire an arborist. It is something that everybody should consider someday, and it's not going to be something you might think about today, but down the road it would be. I believe the cost of an arborist will be higher than somebody who goes and watches a YouTube video and says I'm a professional, but in the long term, by hiring an arborist, you will be safe, your trees will be safe, you know what will be done. Professionally, as someone who's worked in this industry for the last 10 years, I've actually been called to a customer who had a tree that was for their son who was killed in a car accident. He had passed away, and this poor woman had called me, and she had tears in her eyes when I saw her. Her tree was starting to die, and she said, I've talked to other companies and they all just want to cut my tree down. My tree means so much to me. It's a tree that's for my son who died. Is there anything we can do? And she was really convinced at this point that the tree needed to go. There was nothing that could be done. So what I did with her is I took her through everything we could do, what the options were. You know, we could aerate the soil, we could increase fertilizer, we could treat the insect issue that was at hand, and also treat the fungal issue that was going on inside the tree. She was so happy that that was a possibility, and 2 years later, after that initial conversation, I'm still having conversations with her about her tree that's still alive. Now, hopefully at some point you don't have to go through that at all or ever. But because she hired an arborist, her tree's still around today and she has that living memory of her son. In closing, everyone, I would like to just promote again that trees are important to everyone. As most of us are stuck at home in this situation we find ourselves in, look at the trees for support and think about where those trees could be if you didn't hire an arborist. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.